In this installment, we're going to be going over the NFL bets for Week 11, the late slate. Let's get into it. In this installment, we're going to be going over the Week 11 late slate here. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJustD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 8.64 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right. And if you want to sign up for the Patreon, get ready for these Sunday plays. You go to that link provided down below in the description section. You click on that, you're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. In Empower Field at Mile High, we have the Denver Broncos 5-5 going to be against the Atlanta Falcons 6-4. Looking at the current odds right here, we have the Broncos as home favorites here, very slightly, -130 on the money line with the comeback of the Falcons at a +110. Point spread set at 2, total points set at 44.5. All right, for the public bet percentage here, 65% of the bets towards the Denver Broncos, but we have 61% of the money here on the Atlanta Falcons. Sharps are loving the Falcons in this opportunity here on the road. For the point spread, 67% of the bets, 66% of the money all over Atlanta in the point spread of 2. And for the total points, we have 73% of the bets and 64% of the money towards the over 44.5. Injury report here for these two teams. They're going to be both of these teams are dealing with some injuries here. Atlanta Falcons, Mike Hughes, cornerback, he's going to be out. J.D. Bertrand is out. Troy Anderson is out. D. Alford, cornerback, out. Antonio Hamilton, cornerback, out. James Smith-Williams, out. Charlie Warner, tight end, out. Taquan Graham, D-tackle, out. So there's a lot of defensive players here on the side of Atlanta Falcons. Some key guys, some not for them. And then the Broncos, they have a couple injuries as well. Josh Reynolds, wide receiver, out. Drew Sanders, linebacker, out. De'Laren Turner-Yell, safety, he's out as well. He's been out for the past 2 weeks. And then Brandon Jones, backup safety, is questionable in this game. All right, looking at these two here between the Falcons and the Denver Broncos, we have Falcons coming off a shocking loss there to the New Orleans Saints. That game, if you remember to that previous video, we were all over the Saints in that one with the change of guard at the head coaching, and that tends to happen when you get a new regime, new blood comes in, it motivates and really rallies the team around that new coach, and that's what you saw. But it took every effort out of the Saints to hold on to that game because the Falcons were about to take over and win that game, but they held on in that in-division matchup. Okay, so it was a very familiar opponent. And they were able to sneak a win there against the Atlanta Falcons. Before that, Dallas, solid win. Tampa Bay, solid win. And then a domination by the Seattle Seahawks in that game. All right. For the Denver Broncos, 2 losses back-to-back. Baltimore, they dominated them. And they really got ran all over in that game. And then the Kansas City Chiefs, a familiar foe, played tough. But came up short yet again with a blocked field goal. So, and not embarrassing, but a heartbreaking loss there against a division rival. Now they're coming all the way back home and now going up against the NFC, not even rival, but NFC opponent here in the Atlanta Falcons. All right. So the main issue that they're going to have to deal with here is the running game. All right. You have two dynamic backs. Obviously, you have someone in Bijan Robinson, who is an elite talent, top tier. That's why I wanted to go back to this Baltimore Ravens game to see another top tier talent, how he did against this defense here. All right, this is a different caliber. All right, Baltimore Ravens, Atlanta Falcons. These type of offensive lines dominate games. The Philadelphia Eagles. All right. Uh, it could be a strong defense, but if you wear and tear on an opponent in the trenches, it shows, and you see it here in this game with the Baltimore Ravens and Derrick Henry, and it really allowed the nice play action game between him and Lamar Jackson. All right, so that's what we're seeing. That's what I'm foreseeing in this game here. I think they're gonna really rely upon Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier here. That's the big advantage here on both sides. Falcons have a very solid defense, and Broncos have an elite defense, and they have the better quarterback here in Kirk Cousins. So if they can get him comfortable with the running game, it's only going to bode well for them. I think the Falcons are the better team here as well. And I'm going to agree and coincide with this sharp money that we got here coming in on that money line. All right. So for this particular game here, I think the Falcons bounce back. Give me the Falcons on the money line. Give me the Falcons +2 if you want to take a little bit of value or play a little bit safe. For the over-under, I think Bo Nix can find some struggles here. The Falcons secondary could be a question with all the injuries to the cornerback. So I'm going to lean towards the over. So give me the over 44.5. But the main plays are going to be Falcons +2, over 44. In Levi Stadium here, we have the San Francisco 49ers 5-4 going up against the Seattle Seahawks 4-5. Classic NFC West battle between these two teams. 49ers big home favorites -300 with the comeback of the Seattle Seahawks at a +240. Point spread set at 6.5. Total points set at 48. Public bet percentage here, 94% of the bets, 92% of the money all over the 49ers. For the point spread, 52% of the bets towards the 49ers to cover. And we have even more money here. The sharps coming in, 65% of the money towards the 49ers to cover the 6.5 as well. Total points here, 63% of the bets, 76% of the money towards the over 48 in this one. Injury report. Before we do a full breakdown, 49ers are dealing with some issues there on the defensive side of the ball. Nick Bosa, questionable, all right? He just got in and limited on Friday. Kevin Givens is out. George Kittle is questionable. Charvarius Ward, he's dealing with a personal matter. He's going to be out of this game, so that's going to be a loss there. Trent Williams, no injury related. He was resting, so he should be able to play in this game. Punter, Mitch Wisnowski is going to be out. And Yurtes Gross-Matos is questionable, and Darrell Luter Jr. is doubtful as well, cornerback. So a lot of key components here on the defensive side of the ball, which is ironic because in the first matchup, the Seattle Seahawks were dealing with a lot of injuries at the cornerback and linebacker position. All right, a little bit of a different story here now. Seahawks only dealing with injuries at the tight end position, Noah Fant, and third string tight end Bradley Russell. Also, Connor Williams, center, will be out of this game as well. But other than that, the Seattle Seahawks will be healthy on that defensive side of the ball, which was a really big matter in this first game, as you can see. Seattle Seahawks at home in the first matchup. 49ers scored 36 points there. It was issues in the secondary with the Seattle Seahawks with the injuries. Plus, it was Geno Smith and the turnovers. They were not able to get things going in that first half, and the 49ers got up to an early 16-3 lead. All right, so this is an in-division matchup here. These two teams know each other very, very well, and not saying we expect a repeat performance, but I tend to see opposite. All right, that's what happens in these division matchups on the second meeting. It tends to go the other way. Obviously, you have information on your opponent. Things change. Obviously, Seahawks dealt with injuries. Now, 49ers are dealing with some injuries, but they do have Christian McCaffrey back, and that was the main factor in the first game. So the key here for the Seattle Seahawks here is try to stop or contain Christian McCaffrey to the best of your ability. And that was an issue here. As you can see, Seattle Seahawks are 25th overall against opposing running backs. They're giving up 123 yards passing and 5 yards a carry, all right? So CMC should be in a very good spot in this one. But I am expecting a better performance out of here for Geno Smith. Seattle Seahawks, as you can see, 2 losses back to back. This is a very desperate situation here. NFC West battle. They need to fight to maintain playoff positioning, and they're coming off 2 losses. And one of those was a division game against the LA Rams. All right. So I think all the value in this one is in the points. All right. Bounce back performance. They lost to the division rival earlier this year. And I think that the public is too heavy on the 49ers just because they got Christian McCaffrey back. They think the 49ers are back and booming. But I think this could be a little bit of closer game than you would expect in the NFC West. So we're going to go with the point spread of the Seahawks, 6.5. If you can get a 7, that'd be even better. But I have confidence in the Seahawks at plus 6.5. And for the over/under, I'm going to go under the total here of 48 points. Just meeting that under here. It could be a game 27-20, 23-20, something around that range there. Hard fought, tough battle here, but under 48 in this one. In Highmark Stadium here, Buffalo Bills 8-2, Kansas City Chiefs 9-0. All right, undefeated Kansas City Chiefs coming into Buffalo. Interesting matchup. We know the history between these two teams. Let's look at the odds. Bills minus 130 on the money line with the comeback of the Chiefs at a plus 110. Point spread set at 2. Total points set at 46. This line is exactly the same as that Falcons-Broncos game. Very interesting to see here. Let's see if both of those games either have the same outcome or opposite. We'll see about that one. Just pay attention to these lines, okay? Full game public bet percentage. 55% of the bets, 50% of the money on KC. Currently the underdog. We should already know the numbers on Patrick Mahomes as an underdog. It's like 12-1. It's ridiculous. Point spread. 84% of the bets, 81% of the money, all over the Kansas City Chiefs here at that plus 2. So as you can see, public and sharps on Kansas City as underdogs. All right. Total points, 76% of the bets, 74% of the money on the over 46 in the total. All right. Now, looking at the injury report here for these two teams, positive note, Isaiah Pacheco is trending towards being back, but is not ready yet. He's going to be out. Charles Ameniu, DN, he's going to be out as well on that D line, okay? Positive, Michael Dana is back. So he's been out the past couple weeks. They get Michael Dana back on that D line. George Kalafdis, who came up a little gimpy in that previous game, is going to be fine as well with that ankle. Buffalo Bills are dealing with some issues offensively, mainly at the receiver position. Keon Coleman is going to be out. Amari Cooper questionable, but he's going to play. Dalton Kincaid with the knee issue, he's going to be out. Matt Milano, their leader linebacker, is going to be out. And those are the outs for the Buffalo Bills. All right. So the history between these two teams here, Chiefs have had the Bills number time in and time out. We get a situation here where the Bills can give the Chiefs their first loss, but we do have to deal with some issues here, and the Buffalo Bills are going to have to figure out how to stop the run game, all right? And I think it's going to come down to that in the trenches. Who's going to win in the trenches here? And the Kansas City Chiefs, they have been dominant. This is the reason why they're 9-0 is because they are limiting offenses running games wise to nearly nothing. All right, they're number 1 in the league, 3rd overall in the red zone. They're only giving up 52 rush yards and 3.2 yards a carry. That is the league best. That is phenomenal. If you can eliminate their run game, you become one-dimensional and you become very predictable. All right, Buffalo Bills are on the total opposite of the spectrum. How do you expect to beat this team if you cannot stop the run? And as you can see, this Kansas City Chiefs team, they play defense and they run the football. This is not the Patrick Mahomes from 2 Super Bowls ago where it was shoot around, deep bombs to Tyreek Hill. They're putting up 40, 50 points. No, this is drag them out, domination in the trenches. And that's what I see here in this game. Buffalo Bills, 29th in the red zone, 26th in the red zone, 29th overall. They're giving up 100 yards a game and 4.7 yards a carry. And then even in the receiving department, they're going to give you a slew of running backs that can catch the ball. 6 receptions, 54 yards a game to opposing running backs, receiving wise as well. I'm going to be joining the side of the underdog here in the public. Give me the Chiefs in the +2. Give me the opportunity to have the Chiefs and points. Why am I fading that? There's no need to fade it. This particular spot here, I think the Chiefs are going to be highly motivated here to continue this unbeaten streak here. If it's going to happen, it's going to come out of nowhere. I think they're very, very prepared for this game against the Buffalo Bills. It's one that you circle on the calendar, and the Chiefs will show up in this one. Chiefs on the money line, Chiefs +2. And if we're going with the over-under, we're going with the over 46. All right, I'm not taking the under in these. And what if these got two teams do a shootout? I've seen too many Chiefs versus Bills games. I'll take the over 46. Last but not least, here in SoFi Stadium, LA Chargers 6-3, Cincinnati Bengals 4-6. Looking at the current odds here, Chargers -125 on the money line, with the comeback of the Bengals at a +105. Point spread set at 1.5 here between these two. Very enticing battle here. Total points set at 48. So a very high total between the Bengals and Chargers, because Chargers are more of a defensive team. We'll speak about that very soon. Full game public bet percentage, 60% of the bets, 95% of the money all over the Bengals. For the point spread, 83% of the bets, 89% of the money towards the Bengals as well. And for the total points, 70% of the bets, 81% of the money towards the over 48. All right. Now, I see some red flags. All right. We have a public and sharp underdog here. And this is more clear than the Chiefs and the Bills. So, oh, God. It'd be so bad. It'd be so bad. Oh, this hurts. Okay. Going for the injury report. Looking at the LA Chargers here. Delane Leonard, cornerback. He's going to be questionable in this game. No other issues there for the LA Chargers. Positive news for the Cincinnati Bengals. All right. T. Higgins will be back with this team. All right. When T. Higgins have not played for the Cincinnati Bengals, every time he's out, in total, those 13 games, they are 5-8. They're under 500 team. When T. Higgins plays, they are 34-28. They're a much better team, obviously, with T. Higgins in the lineup. That's a great sign there. You got to deal with T, and you got to deal with the number 1B wide receiver right now in the league, in Jamar Chase. All right, so that's going to be a very, very formidable matchup here for the LA Chargers defense. All right. So other guys that are going to be out, Joe Bashie, linebacker, is doubtful. And Charlie Jones, third string wide receiver, is going to be out as well. All right. Now, looking at these two here, and it is telling you in the total, this game is going to be a shootout. All right. We're going to see an awaken and we're going to see the old Justin Herbert. That's what we're going to see in this one. All right. I foresee that the Chargers are going to abandon that run game, and they're going to be passing the ball in this one here to keep up pace with the Cincinnati Bengals. All right. When you got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, you got the explosiveness from Chase Brown. It's a deadly combination, and it really forces the pace to go up a whole nother notch here. And the Bengals, because of their defense, in the secondary wise, they have struggled, and it's forced these games here that are well over 40 to 50 to 60 points. Against Baltimore, 35-34. Against the Raiders, 41-24. Against the Eagles, 37-17. Very high scoring environments. The Chargers can put up points because of the top tier talent they got in Justin Herbert, and they got a good wide receiver in Ladd McConkey. All right, so I expect this game to be an over 48. That's going to be my top play. All right, picking a winner in this is very tough. All right, the Bengals are in an absolute must-win situation here, trying to stay alive for a wild card position. And they can outscore and outshoot the Chargers. I usually fade the public dog and sharp dog here, but I really can't see the Bengals lose this one. I really can't. I think after the struggle that they had earlier this season, the heartbreak against Philly, against Baltimore twice, I think they show up in this one. I'm gonna have to lean with the Bengals. All right, I'm gonna have to lean with Bengals with T. Higgins coming back. They're a better team with him. Joe, the way they were affected in that previous game against Baltimore, I feel like they're a more hungry team in this one. Give me the Bengals on the money line, on the point spread at +1.5, and I do like the over in here. I think the Chargers keep up pace but come up short. I like the Bengals in this one. All right, so those are going to be our selections for the late slate on week 11. Let me know in that comment section down below. All right, we got some tough decisions to make on this slate. I want to see where you guys are leaning towards in that comment section. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon for the winning plays, all right, make sure you go to that description section. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon. Peace out.